Welcome back, brothers, to the shop. Today we're going to be building something, a little steel fabricating, something you probably never heard of before. We're going to be building an underground probe. What is an underground probe? An underground probe is something that you can use to find lots of things underground: rocks, gravel, trench lines, septic tanks, without just tearing stuff up and making a big mess. Back in the day, when I was in the excavating business, I had one of these that an old timer built for me that I have over the last 30 years lost somewhere, and I've lamented it ever since, but we're gonna make that correct today. We're gonna build one. We got a piece of 1/2-inch black iron nipple and 16 inches, and then 4 foot of 3/8 mild steel rod. That's where we're gonna start. So we're gonna start by cutting this. It'll be the handle to shape, drilling, welding, and see if we can't duplicate what I had when I was just a young man. I've had a couple of store-bought versions of these ever since, since I lost my original one. They were fiberglass and they were trash. They broke immediately. So we're gonna go back old school and make it exactly like the one that I had that worked so well. We'll use this 16-inch piece of iron pipe. Actually, probably take that cap off there. Keep these caps. These are handy for covering all sorts of things. We're going to cut the threads off this side. This is 16, but I want to finish at 14. 14 is a nice size for a handle, for a tool. Silver Sharpie works good for black iron. It shows up better than the black. Let me go 14 here. Day we get to use a stare at center punch. Talk about quality tools, little things like, do you see how it's square? Why is that square? Because it will never roll off your work surface. That's the type of thing that only comes from really good tool engineering, from guys that use tools. Okay, let's find ourselves center here. So we're at 14 plus, a little flat on that there, so we'll go 17 and a 32nd. 7 and 32nd. My granddad made such a great little jig that I've used in the past that will hold. It's a double angle iron deal that holds round stock when you're working on it like this, that I looked everywhere for, and I am sorely missing. We're gonna have a lot of trouble because I don't have that one little jig that he built, but we'll suffer through there. That looks pretty good. We'll just double check. I'll tell you what, guys, having this big chunk of steel is the handiest thing if you don't have a fabricating bench or a welding, welding type of bench. You can do pretty much any professional homeowner project that a guy needs to do with this on your wood bench. It's got enough mass that you can center punch on it. You can weld small projects on it. Now we're going to drill a 7/16 hole for that 3/8 rod that'll be over drilled a little bit, and then that would give us the ability to weld that in there. I'll show you how to do this in a way that it'll make it really strong. If we just tried to do a butt weld on here like this, that won't hold up. That's no good. We need to drill through here and do it properly. You haven't forgotten to click that thumbs up, have you? Come on now. Come correct and do the right thing. We appreciate that. Let's see how we did here. That looks pretty good. Now the reason why I did this, rather than just butt welding that on there, which is going to be really weak, now we can go all the way through, and I'll drop that down a little bit, and then we'll run a bead around there. You could do it flush, but it's hard to weld that way sometimes for me. If I can leave a little bit sticking up, then I've got a corner weld rather than a flat weld, and for amateurs, it might be a better way. weld that on there, and then weld the bottom. Then we can take the grinder and surface that on there, re-grind that out or machine that, and it'll just be smooth, and you won't even see it. It'll be strong. It's never going to break there. We don't need to do too much prep. This was my local hardware store, had this 3/8 rod inside, so it's nice and bright and shiny. We just need to get the grease off of it. A little isopropyl alcohol there. And then the black iron. That stuff's pretty dirty there. Actually, probably, I got my roll lock here. Let's roll lock this. That black grease on there is kind of nasty. It doesn't take a weld very good. Well, your shop friend is a little roll lock tool. It's just a little pneumatic air grinder. These are not expensive. But if you get the roll lock attachment, which is this right here that just hooks in the chuck, you can get Scotch-Brite, you can get, I carry a whole variety and all different grits, and you can polish and clean and grind, and it's really, you can hold it with one hand. It's the handiest thing. There, that'll take a weld nice. Use my little magnet here, and we could just put that on. This is just gonna hold that kind of nice and square for us. This is a handy little unit as well. What's the sidewall thickness of this here? That's 1/8 inch. Not the prettiest, but nothing the grinder won't take care of. Now the most important part. This is the secret sauce. Now the secret to making the good probe is you need to put a kind of a bulbous tip on it. The reason being, guys that don't do that, is when you're looking for something under the ground, if you don't have a little bigger area on the tip, then you get all the friction from the shaft all the way down. So if you can we could weld a little, kind of almost like a little ball on there that will contour, then that goes down there and pushes a little bit bigger hole, and then the handle, the rest of it slides free, and you're not working against all that friction. It's a small thing, but it makes all the difference in the world. And if you're wondering why it is I'm making a probe, that's because I'm about to look for something underground. You'll see. Okay, let's see what we can do. Here, let's build up a little material. Now that's the shape I was looking for. That's how I remember it anyway. It doesn't need to have much of a point on it. You put a point on it, it just gets beat down from all of the rocks and gravel anyway, but that is perfect. Just how I rememred it there. Here on the other end, got a little carried away with that paddle wheel. Those are a little more abrasive than I thought they were. I haven't worked with them too much. They take a lot of material off quick. It doesn't matter. I got that all burnt in there, and we got a good strong handle here, and man, we are set. That's just exactly the way that the old one was. Man, I can't tell you how happy I am to have this back. It's like having an old friend. It's funny now that I have one again. I've lamented losing this thing for 30 years. I don't know how many hundreds, if not thousands of times I've thought about it. Every time that I was digging a trench and looking for pipe, this one tool back in the day when I was excavating, saved me thousands of dollars because I got real good with it. I could put it in the ground and I could find pipes with it. I could find trench lines, septic tanks, so many things I was able to find with this because I got a good feel for it without having to dig stuff up and make a big mess. And I'll demonstrate how this works after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's tomorrow, so we won't be working tomorrow. We're having family over, but we got to find something, and it's a pretty important thing, and this is gonna help me. Yep. I don't know, man. It's the little things in life, but I guess we can check that one off. One man's trash is another man's treasure, right? Well, thanks for watching. May God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayers. We've got some big projects coming up. I'm looking forward to sharing with you. And yeah, Lord willing, if it's not raining too much, we'll be over there and we'll get on that on Friday. But if you haven't clicked the thumbs up, I invite you to do that. Please comment. That's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys all on the next video.